In this video, it is a time to start doing some of the modifications to this Redcat Ascent-32. And as I've been driving it, one of the things that I want to do is get more weight on the front, less weight on the rear. So I'm going to be looking at two of the Injora parts that are available for it, the brass front diff cover and the brass front hubs, to add that little bit of extra weight to the front. And then we're also going to look, is there anything that we can do to help reduce some of the weight on the rear at the same time? Move some of this total weight bias to the front, see if we can't get that truck to get a little bit more grip up here on the front and be wanting to go up and over things just that little bit better. If you are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Troy. This is Roadside RC. You'll tend to find me bashing or crawling or drifting or racing, plus doing product review videos and how-tos. Let's get started by a baseline run as the truck sits right now, which is absolutely completely bone stock. With a couple obstacles that I've printed so far, the truck does rather well. This little moon ravine area right here, you'll notice at this time, front wheel is up in the air. Or front wheel's up in the air. I doubt we're gonna add enough brass to make that lay down, but that is one thing we wanna note. Rear tires are right there at the edge. Front tires coming up on that hill. At what point does it start to lay over? As we bring that rear tire up, boom, it'll come down in a cloud and then fall over on me. What I'm going to do is come up just one tire on this obstacle. And you'll see that it pulls up right there. That front tire is off the ground just a little bit. And that's okay. We're climbing up. It's okay to pull that front up with it. And then it sets it back down. Let's see how that does once we add the brass to it. This is also a good opportunity to get a baseline weight. Again, completely stock truck, battery is in, total weight 147.5, 56 on the front, 44 on the rear. We're looking at that 82.4 and that 65.1. We're looking at how much of that can we move to the front. Here's the tools that I used. 5mm nut driver to get the wheels off, a small Phillips screwdriver, a 0.050 inch MIP driver for almost all the other hardware except for the Phillips, a small needle nose pliers because lots of the screws and stuff are really small, and then some blue thread locker because doing metal screws into some metal parts. If you need any of these products, I'll have links to them down in the video description. We have the body off, battery unplugged. We're going to start with a 4mm driver here to get our wheel nuts off, and then stick it in our handy dandy cow RC tray. You can come in here. We're going to start with this steering linkage. Small Phillips from both the top and the bottom of this hub. We're going to take, oh, there you go, the whole axle comes out with the hub. We're going to go ahead and take the hex off and be very careful about that little pin that's in there. The back of the hub has, it looks like, two little Phillips screws here. That's what holds the bearings and everything involved. Again, micro screwdriver here, really small little Phillips screws. Now that axle pushes out with both bearings came with it for me. I guess you're gonna have to make sure that both actually come for you as well. These Injora black hubs, noticeably bigger, noticeably beefier. Of course, we'll weigh them here in just a second. They're actually marked right and left, which is convenient, and come with their own screws. Zero instructions, at least in the ones that I have. So I get to figure this out, and hopefully I tell you correctly how all this stuff goes back together. Catching the weight difference of these parts. The plastic parts don't register. Like, it is working, I promise it works, but they're just so light that they don't even register. On the other side here, 5.5 grams. Slid the axle right in there, no issue at all. So I've taken a long, hard look at the screws that they've provided. I have 5 very short screws, 5 kind of, we're gonna call them medium length, and 3 long screws. Seems logical that the shortest screws are gonna go back here to help hold the bearing and the axle in. Smallest amount of Loctite that I could possibly get on them, Slide this assembly back in, hopefully right side up, back in, let it click back into the differential as it goes on. Now, if you remember from the factory, to hold this hub in, you had these shouldered screws. Well, what they provide you with is a little screw, basically like a little bushing that you can put on it. I tried to put the same screw back in there. I tried to put the factory screw back in, and it feels like the thread pitch or the diameter is just slightly different. And again, this is one where it doesn't take a lot, but a very small amount of Loctite on there. Let's just screw it in. Now, it does appear that this factory screw that went through the steering linkage here will work. So I'm going to reuse it because it's nice and shouldered and fancy. And I don't have to deal with those little bushings or anything like that. Now, look at that. We have a whole corner. And now if we just get the pin and the hex on there, we have added that brass to this corner of the truck. I'm going to skip over and then do the other side as well. I assume it's going to be the same as over here. If I run into any issues, I'll hop back on camera and let you know. I do want to note, so these medium screws and getting these bushings placed on them, they don't really want to go on there. So they don't just slide on easy. So a lot of times what I'm having to do is I'm having to come out here and push it down here to get it flat with the end of the screw. Then I'm taking one of the wheel nuts, setting it upside down, and the dimensions just happen to work out. That will then let me push through and get that bushing all the way on that screw. Just like on the other side, bolted together smoothly, and I did reuse the factory screw here for the steering linkage. All right, the truck was 82.4 and we're now at 92.2. So yes, added roughly that 10 grams of weight to the front of the truck. Now we're going to get to the little brass diff covers and see how much difference that makes. I know it comes with 2, but I have 0 intentions of putting the one on the rear. I'm only going to be putting the one on the front. I think we can make this a whole lot simpler. I'm going to retake this one linkage off here on the side. That gets this main drag link out of the way. And then if we just turn the servo way over, I think we have access to both of the front screws. There's just 2 screws right here on the front of the differential. When you get both of those screws off, that front diff cover just basically falls right off in your hands. You can see the bearings there. You can see the gear. It's a good opportunity to check it out. Make sure you don't have any wear or any issues like that on it. And then I imagine this is going to be a lot like it was before. Yep, can't measure it at all. And then 2.5 grams, basically. Yep, 2.5 grams. Lays on there, can only go on one way, so not really any surprises there. Do make sure that it goes in underneath your upper servo mount, though. And just like we did on some of the other parts, I'm just reusing the factory screws. And Jora did provide screws, but they were also like a silver, kind of like we saw on their hubs. I kind of want these to be black, and the factory ones still work. You just need to put this steering linkage screw right in over here where we took it out, and we'll be done. Reminder again, when we started, 82 grams on the front of the truck, and we are now up to 94. So gained right around 12 grams on the front of the truck, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when you think about it percentage-wise, that's just shy of 15% weight gain on the front axle of the truck. So it's a pretty big deal at this scale. You just got to remember, we're dealing with a truck that now weighs a total of 160 grams. So 12 extra on top of it actually ends up being a pretty big deal on that front axle. Now let's test it here on this obstacle. Remember before, as we crawled up here, it would bring that right front just off the ground. And now it's touching. I don't think it's touching by a lot. Look at that. Whoa, I can make it come up if I steer. So some of that's just a little bit of geometry there. But yeah, we're closer to on the ground now. It's pulling that front end, making sure that we have the traction that we need to get across the obstacles. Similar here, we put the front tire up on top of that hill. And the rears were coming up there. That front tire before was up in the air, and now instead it's helping that suspension do its work and lay that tire down. That should help us get that little bit extra control as we try to go up and over things. I don't really want to just leave it here. I think there's a couple little free things that we can do to maybe shave a few more grams off the rear of this truck and get it just a little bit more front biased. Get closer to that magical 60/40 that people really love so much. I'm not 100% sure how aggressive I want to get with this, but here's a couple things that I note. Part of this rear bumper probably just doesn't really need to be here, or if you don't want to run a rear bumper at all, you could just take 2 screws out and just take the rear bumper off. You still need made this bumper mount because it's part of the body mount. Now this tray back here is currently doing nothing for me, and I don't plan on putting something back there unless I really have to. So 2 screws down here, one of which is behind the shock. So I think we're going to take the shock off. I'm going to take the shock off plus 2 screws, and I believe this panel comes all the way out. And so we can get rid of the panel plus the screws. That can be really nice. I also noticed that this ESC and receiver 2-in-1 unit, it's in kind of like a boxy holder, but it's not screwed into it or anything. It's double-sided tape to the cross brace in the bottom. So can we come in and remove the sides of that box and get rid of some of that weight? There's just some little things like that that basically are free, absolutely free, but yet will take some of the weight off the rear of this truck. Let's give it a shot. If I screw it up, then you know that you shouldn't do it on your truck. Easy first step, like I said. We're just going to get rid of the rear bumper completely. That gone, then comes this metal plate here. So again, same nut driver in here, and I'm cheating and just using a pair of pliers on that small nut. And then we have 2 screws here on either side to get that plate all the way out. There we go. Whole tray plus screws all gone. And the good news is the chassis is still plenty strong because it has this whole rear body mount in it. So I don't really feel like we really sacrificed anything by getting rid of that plate, except for some options about where to mount other things. And so now I'm going to go ahead and just take, it looks like 2 screws on either side, and this whole ESC and receiver plate comes out. And then that way I can use maybe a pair of side cutters or something and nick some of the weight off of it. With those 4 screws out, yeah, you can confirm exactly what I was thinking, which is it's just double-sided taped here in the middle. This whole outside perimeter of this is actually not really needed, because it looks like if we just do a couple strategic snips right here along the side, we'll be able to remove the whole thing, and then I don't have to worry about the double-sided tape right now. Well, there is that. So I do apologize to the Red Cat engineers for just immediately starting to cut up the truck, but I basically just took side cutters and cut everything off of that little receiver mount that didn't need to be there, and it looks great. Taking the bumper off, taking this plate off, and hacked this up. Let's see what that weight is on the rear of the truck. We started this with about 65 grams of weight on the rear, and now we're down to, we'll call it 61.7. So we took like 3.5 grams of weight off the rear of this truck. Absolute freebies. All the parts are just sitting over there in a pile. And now we're at that 60-40 weight distribution that most people really like. Now, I hope this video has been useful for you. Honestly, it's been pretty fun. Add a little brass up front, hack some stuff off the back, and it makes a pretty simple improvement to the overall crawler. And I really think from what I've tested so far, this is clearly the #1 modification that folks are going to want to do, is kind of the stuff that I showed you here in this video. If you are interested in these parts, I'll leave a link to them down in the video description where you can go and get them. I do also have more modifications to do to this truck, and so if you want to see what those are, there'll be a link popping up over here to your right for my Red Cat Ascent playlist, and I hope to see you in one of those videos. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.